Welcome to Cinema Cheese. Today we're going to be taking a look at the sequel to Happy Hour Holocaust. We're going to be looking at Happy Hour Holocaust 2, the second round.
Better let them lock me up. Don't hand the dog to me, mama. I might squeeze.
That's right, the bar creep is back, bitches. And he is here to tell some stories, drink some beers, and slaughter some motherfuckers with a sawzall. That's right. Jim, Karen, Rick, and Blind Sight Productions are back with the sequel to Happy Hour Holocaust. This horror anthology trilogy is an independent splatter flick. It's got heavy country and western vibes like the first one and all of Jim's movies, at least the ones I've seen. And they're all just a lot of fun. This one is no exception. This one might have my favorite segment in all three movies. And it's actually the first segment in Happy Hour Holocaust 2. It's called The Vagrant. It has Jorge De La Rosa and his dad, Rogelio De La Rosa. And I'm probably saying his name wrong, and I'm sorry. I didn't have my notes, and, whatever. I fuck up names. But this segment is really fun to watch. It's Jorge and his dad have a reality type show where they drink beer and fix and flip houses. I think it's called Flipping Houses and Drinking Beer or something like that. But the premise of this segment of the show is something I would probably watch. I love trashy reality TV. It's right up my alley. As all of the segments, not really a lot of story behind them. The whole runtime of this movie is like 70 minutes, and that's with 3 segments and a beefy rapper. So it's definitely fun to watch. The house that they are fixing up to flip was some kind of crack house or something, and it's just filled with shit, both literal and just junk all over the place.
Literally, it looks. I think somebody did shit on. That is shit on the floor.
Yes. Let's try it, see if it's human or doggy.
A flooded basement, and that seems like, well, why are you even bother talking about it? But the shot they got looking down the stairs into the flooded basement with the murky, fucking slimy film water that was filled up.
Watch your step.
Oh, fuck me.
Damn it.
Oh my god. It's flooded.
Oh.
Check it. Man, don't
Ah, damn. Oh, boy. This is gonna suck.
It was gross, but that's kind of what Blindside does, and they do it really well, and I love that for them, and I love that for us. So it's essentially a slasher. As they're recording the episode, they travel into the basement where they meet some menacing slasher that kills the shit out of them. Pretty simple story, but effective. Super fun to watch. I didn't want to jump over the rapper, but I just love that segment. The rapper is actually really fun in this one. It starts out with, after the really cool credit scene, the bar creep is about to tell a story, and this time the audience or the person sitting at the bar is already fucking dead, and Rick gives him another Guinness and then goes into that story to try to cheer him up because it's a bit of a comedy. After the first segment wraps up, the bar creep needs to be on the move, so he basically leaves. He goes to see his brother, and his brother tells him to fuck off, essentially. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go see mom. So you better not, she'll shoot you.
This weather sucks balls. Ma! Hey, Ma! Come on, it's cold out here. Looking good, Mom. You getting some of that Botox?
Stop sweet-talking me. You vile, repulsive, unholy piece of dog shit.
Can I come in? It's getting cold out here.
And I don't know. It was just fun to me. So he's talking to his mom, and that brings him into the second segment that also happens to do with mothers. This one is a really good example of Blindsight, I thought anyway. Because Karen Roberts is back again, does the special effects, and she's just great. In this segment, there's something wrong with mom. Karen Roberts plays a sickly mother whose farmhand calls her sons, Eric and Mike. Mike is played by Jim Roberts, to come because mom's not doing good, and they felt the need to be there. Upon arrival, the mom, Karen, or her name's Linda in the segment, says, "Oh, I'm fine, you guys can just go." But she's clearly not. She's like coughing, and she's bedridden, and she's hacking up this like sludgy shit. But Eric and Mike decide to stay. They call in a doctor. Doctor's like, "Oh, I think it's just a virus. Should be fine." As the doctor leaves, Eric goes to give the mom some lunch, but she starts hallucinating that he's covered in blood and he's trying to kill her, and he's spitting out this shit all over her food, and she freaks out. And then Eric goes to get Mike, says, "Mom's flipping out, go be with her, I'm gonna get the doctor back." Doctor comes right back, and she attacks them and really just kind of like bites at them, and then spits this sludgy shit on them, which causes their like faces and skin and shit to like pus and melt, and it's really gross, but done really well, especially for the budget. If you've seen Blindsight movies or Jim's movies, you probably know just this grimy, gross, sludgy, slimy, gory feel that they all have to them. And I love that. Second segment, also pretty simple, not really a lot of like backstory to it. It's more just meant to be a short and enjoyed for what it is. And I think, in my opinion, they did that very effectively. So after that, he goes back to the bar creep and his mom, and they want to get some food. So the bar creep goes out to the local Chinese restaurant, and the mom was like,
Oh boy, Chinese!
"Oh boy, Chinese," and that shit just cracked me the fuck up. His mom is played by Heidi Nason in real life. I don't know the relation between the two. I guess I could have done a little more research or just asked Jim, but I didn't do any of that. Little fun fact for you. Upon returning with the Chinese food, the bar creep is met with an empty house, or at least it appears to be, and the kitchen chair was knocked over. As he's picking it up, he realizes there's two people that have broken into his house, and one of them is holding the mom at gunpoint. She's tied up in the other room, and the other one, who is played by Jim, I think his name was Clint, is talking to the bar creep, asking him if he watched the news and all this other shit, because they discovered the bar with all the bodies in it, and they know it was him, and he's wanted. That's why he's on the run. The bar creep doesn't really say anything, so Clint is like, "Well, it's funny that you're not talking, because the last text I got from my brother saying he was sitting at your bar and you were telling him all these crazy horror stories. How about you tell me a story?" The bar creep says, "How about you kiss my ass?" Anyway. So then the other guy comes back in because he wants to hear the story, which brings the bar creep into the third story, The Thing from the Woods. This segment has a trigger warning to it, and I hate that I have to say that, but I do. This segment starts out with a man walking through the woods where he sees something that kind of looks like a creature, or maybe it looks like a homeless werewolf, kind of. We only see him for like a glimpse, and then he gets mauled. And then it goes right into the next day where a woman finds the mauled body. And then it goes right into John and Buster Brown. John is the owner. Buster Brown is this adorable senior basset hound that is awesome because, well, basset hounds are awesome. And they're doing the chores, loading shit up on the pickup truck to do deliveries. Then they have to go to the bar to have a beer and get a treat for Buster.
Come on, Buster. John Brown, Buster Brown, always good to see y'all too. How's it going, Dick? Man, I guess the usual, John Brown, Buster Brown. Thank you. You as well, Buster. Here you go, young man. So it's good.
And, because that's just what you gotta do. It's revealed that they're celebrating what would have been Kate, John's wife's 40th birthday. Would have been this day, but she died like a year ago, and John and Buster have like a birthday cake ceremony for Kate, and then John just lets Buster out as he would to use the bathroom, and he's waiting for Buster to come in. He hears a yelp, and this is where the trigger warning is. This is really sad. John goes out into the snowy woods and finds the mutilated body of Buster. Buster was not actually harmed. It was a prop, obviously, made for the movie by Karen, and they did a fantastic job on it. It looked really, really great. For being what it is. But then now John is just devastated because he had got Buster for Kate, and now he lost both his wife and his dog. So he's determined to find whatever killed his dog and end its life. So he gets a pig. He uses a pig as bait. I think you heard the pig squealing at one point in the background, but it never really said for sure if the pig was okay or not, but that's whatever. But it does lure out this thing, the monster, whatever it's supposed to be. Honestly, it's got long hair and fangs, and it looks like it could either be like a werewolf or a sloppy vampire, maybe. Or why not both? But it's the thing in the woods. John lures it, gets it in the garage, and bulks it up and delivers a really sweet wrestling backbreaker to the thing. Right as John's killing it, and right before the thing actually dies, it lets out this horrific scream and then dies. But then a bunch more of the thingies, if you will, start to arrive, and John just is like, what the fuck? And then that's the end of the segment, implying that John got his revenge and then ultimately died. Again, it's just a movie to be enjoyed. It's a short. No need to put a lot of thought into it, to be honest. But that brings us back to the conclusion of the Bar Creeps rapper. And this was a lot of fun because both of the intruders are like, well, that was a damn good story. And Clint tells the other guy, he's like, go check on the old lady. And he went back there, can't find her. As all of this was happening, the Bar Creep's mom's dog untied her, and she got her gun. She shoots the one guy that was actually supposed to be watching her. And as Clint hears the commotion and goes to see what's going on, the Bar Creep gets his sawzall, bucks him up in a sweet decap scene. Let me paint you a little picture. So the intruder has his hoodie on and the mask, so you really only see his eyes, wearing all black. When the Bar Creep has him on the ground, he's using the sawzall to cut his fucking head off and picks his head up by his mask. It looks really sweet. It wasn't a ton of blood considering it is Blindsight and all the other blood that was used in the segments and stuff like that. But it looked really great. I just really enjoyed it. The mom comes in, sees this, and is like, I guess I gotta clean this shit up too. There's a knock on the door. She goes to see what it was. It's a police officer. She says, I gotta slip into something more presentable. She goes back and tells the Bar Creep that he needs to get the fuck out of there, and she'll take care of it. And then the movie ends with the Bar Creep now driving away in his pickup truck, laughing maniacally into the camera. And I just thought it was really well done. This whole segment, this whole sequel was just really, really good. Definitely a step up from the first, both in the performances, especially from Rick, and just in the whole production. I thought it was really good. Not taking away from the first one. I thought the first one was a good movie. This one is just a little better, in my opinion. Happy Hour Holocaust 2, the second round, I definitely recommend it. If for nothing else, the very first segment, The Vagrant, and just to see, the Bar Creep in action. Definitely a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. I don't have a link to where you can buy any of these movies. I'm not sure if they're streaming anywhere, but if you do a little bit of research and you look Jim up, he said the best way to get copies is just through him directly. So definitely, if you feel the need, hit up Jem or whoever, or leave a comment here, and maybe it'll get along to him. But that's really all I got for Happy Hour Holocaust 2. So until next time, keep watching cheesy cinema, but most importantly, keep watching cinema cheese. It's your boy Queso out. Peace.